Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. Sean back again on this Mother's Day Sunday to record a quick video on a big time commitment from the 7th ranked transfer on my list at the moment. It is Pelle Larsson, the combo guard from Utah, headed to Arizona, an interconference transfer that's going to be a key player for Tommy Lloyd next season. Larsson is a 6'5", 200-pound combo guard. He is a fantastic shooter, shot 48% from deep last season. He's a fluid athlete, can run the point if you really need him to, and I think he's going to for this Arizona team, potentially, because Kirk Risa can run the point, but I think ideally you want a guy like Pelle Larsson running the show. He had nearly 3 assists per game, and there was times where Rylan Jones was injured or just not performing well, and they played Larsson at the 1, and he did a fantastic job conducting the offense. He's a super smart basketball player. He's from Sweden. He's going to be a really key player for the Wildcats next season. 46% from the field, 46% from deep, not 48, and 88% from the foul line. You can't get much more efficient than that. He was just so efficient during his freshman campaign. 4 seasons remaining. He's going to be an NBA player one day without a doubt in my eyes because of his combination of size, his shooting ability, just a lights out shooter, super smart. He plays under control and he's a good defender. I think he's going to be a potential all-conference player next season. When you look at what Arizona has, you have to imagine that Tommy Lloyd's pedigree of recruiting players from overseas played a huge role here in getting Larsson to Arizona over schools like Kansas and Stanford. Kansas hasn't had a lot of success recruiting overseas players. You look at the 2 recent ones, I think over the last decade they've only had 2. Tristan Enaruna, he transferred to Iowa State, and Svi Mikhailuk, who's in the NBA now. So those are really the only 2 that Kansas has had in recent years, while Gonzaga's had like 20 in the last decade. So Tommy Lloyd has really been great at recruiting guys from overseas. That's been one of the staples of Gonzaga basketball. And, he was able to sell Larsson on that. If I had to imagine, that's probably what one of the selling points was, that he knows how to recruit and develop talent from outside of the United States. And when you look at Arizona's roster next season, they have a lot of players who were already there. Not all of them are from Tommy Lloyd, but some from overseas. You look at Azuolas Tubelis. He is from overseas. You look at Kirk Risa. He's from overseas. Benedict Matherin's from Canada. Azuolas Tubelis' brother, a name I can't really pronounce. I don't know how to say it. He's also overseas, obviously. Right now, pretty good team with a lot of guys from overseas. That's kind of how Sean Miller built the roster last season, and a lot of those guys returned this year. Tommy Lloyd was able to keep them. If I had to guess what the starting 5 would look like now, it's probably going to be Pelle Larsson at the 1, Kirk Risa at the 2, Benedict Matherin at the 3, Dalen Terry at the 4 potentially, and then Azuolas Tubelis at the 5. Or you can go a few different directions here and go Larsson at the 1. You can go Benedict Matherin at the 2. You can go Dalen Terry at the 3, Azuolas Tubelis at the 4. And you can go either Umar Ballo, the transfer from Gonzaga, or Christian Koloko. Both are 7-footers at the 5 spot. Jordan Brown transferred last week out of the program, so the depth at the big man spot isn't as deep. But you have 2 really good ones with Ballo and Christian Koloko. Azuolas Tubelis is a really good player. He's a future pro. He's going to develop a jump shot. I love the talent Tubelis shows on a nightly basis. Matherin is a future pro. Could be a first-round pick next year. Once he got hurt late last season, but he bursted out in a game against Oregon State last year. He had 30-plus points. He's going to be one of the best scorers in the Pac-12 next season. Kirk Risa, once he has a full season under his belt, he's going to show his fantastic shooting ability. He showed it in small spurts last year, but wasn't eligible until, I think, February because of eligibility issues. Nothing serious, but he shot 36% from deep last year in only 8 games. He's going to be a key piece next year, whether it's as a 6-man or in the starting 5. Dalen Terry is kind of a Swiss Army knife that Tommy Lloyd's going to be able to just use in a bunch of different spots. He can defend all 5 positions. And offensively, he's a little raw still. He's not a great shooter, but he can score using his athleticism and his length. He has some ways to go to become a full, all-around offensive player. But for now, Dalen Terry's going to be a good chess piece for Tommy Lloyd to use next season. But the Wildcats, I don't think they're ranked for me right now. They're going to be borderline. They could be ranked with the addition of Larsson. I'll have to reevaluate it. But they are going to be a very good team next season. Tommy Lloyd is going to have a very good program. Historically, really good program that's won national championships. He's going to have them getting back on the right track. They'll be a tournament team next season. And he's going to continue adding players from the overseas ranks, whether it's from the portal and they're from overseas or just straight from overseas, because that's how he's killed it at his time at Gonzaga. He's going to keep getting guys from the transfer portal, and he's going to keep building that team and be really good during his time in the Pac-12. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment saying what teams you want to see for the next roster breakdown. The next one will be Wichita State, won by the Twitter poll I did yesterday. But we're open to any suggestions for ones after that. Just let us know what you want to see. And myself and Jonathan will definitely be interested in breaking down your team, because we plan on doing probably, just about every team in college basketball. Maybe not like Mississippi Valley State and Chicago State, because nobody is going to care about those. But for the most part, we definitely want to break down your team. So